All right, here we are. You can see with this wind, you may want to challenge this hole a little bit. Now, in terms of my spin, you can see I'm going to try to utilize more side spin more than anything. Thinking of landing somewhere, I'm playing the left of my bullseye here. This may barely clear. I'm actually a little bit hesitant to use that spin. Thinking some top spin here. Thinking somewhere in here. Then we're going to do one full stack. Maybe an extra 5, 6 rings. It's right here. Let's just see what this looks like. So let's see what this looks like for a starting point. It looks like so far so good. It's way too, so I should have kept that backspin. So it's looking like maybe even 2 or 3 backspin. So you can see my land zone was good with where I was. You can probably kind of referencing this from what I did. Just keep in mind what I'm doing is I'm aiming off the left of the bullseye and assuming that it's coming over this way. And then I'm essentially doing ring adjustment on top of that. So, and one of the things, if you do come over here and start to try to referencing this, 17 wins aren't going to play like 19s. This is really something you got to be a little bit cautious, and you almost need to make slight modifications. But once you have the overall vicinity, which it looks like mine landed pretty perfect. If I would have had 3 to 4 backspin there, now look at this one. So this wind is going to change significantly, and it's only 16.4 now. So this is going to mean that it's not going to land as long, and it's going to land back here. And it's also going to hook less, so you almost have to aim more right in this situation, because if you don't, so another thing that I can do once I have that aim down, I'm just going to kind of reference aim it, just see what this looks like. And I'm just going to push it just a little bit more to the right this time, because it is going to it's going to probably curl more than the last one did. I might have been a little bit early on my timing there though, on my release. So let's just see what this looks like. And as I mentioned, you can see that it's over curling, and it landed towards the left and into the rough. So you will have to master that, and in that situation, I'm going to have to go more right. I even had to go more right than I did. But you can see that, you just want to start to play around with that, start to get a feel for the different winds. But keep in mind, probably towards that 18, 19 wind, you may even want to go 5 backspin. With that one, if that one would have hit probably 3.5, I'm thinking, so like 3.5 on the top spin or on the backspin would have been ideal. However, this pitch as well isn't going to be too bad. So this is still going to be makeable from here. It would be ideal if you can keep it in the rough as opposed to the bunker here. However, we're still going to have a chance. So here I'm thinking maybe 2.25 per ring. This is going to be what, 3.5 per ring probably. I typically try to land on this green. Some side spin, something like this. I'm thinking along the lines of this. You can see what I'm doing with my ball guide offset. 3.5 per ring. That's a weird adjustment. What is that, 4.5-ish? 4.6 here. But I was running out of time. So you can see I great balled left. I only had enough time for one pass. I pulled on the screen. It didn't pull. That really slowed me down. I would have got to see a pass had I not, got that miscue on my pull. But there you can see, even if you have to pitch that from the bunker, just think about things like wind effect. With the Nirvana, it's going to be easier because you're going to be you're going to be in there like 20% club. It's going to come in really low. Your wind effect play is going to need to be very minimal. I'm thinking maybe 2 cups worth of wind effect, and then you could just play the wind straight up, which I would imagine, similarly to as far as I just was there on Nirvana, would probably be in the neighborhood of, much less wind that you'd need to play. It's probably somewhere in the 7 to 8 range per ring. So if that wind was, so I would only need to go maybe like 2 rings. So a very small adjustment comparatively. So if you can actually keep that in that rough there with the mistake, it is going to make things a little bit easier. But that's what I'm going to recommend, is going for that. You're going to really want that eagle, and that's what you're going to need to be thinking about. So keep that in mind. Good luck, and I'll see you on the next one.